Hello everyone and welcome back again. Another 3D content video. I have made a set of pauldrons. This is the base mesh that I built. As you can see, I'm starting with a sphere for a change. This is rather symmetrical but not completely actually, so yeah, I started with the base shape. I put this into place, and then after I shaped this around the body, I started to use the extrusion tool for the beak to form this. I had a few references open to have this actually look okay, and I'm really glad with how this turned out, especially with the details that come in just a little bit. First detail I added were wings, which I am really proud of because I finally got them how I want them to. Interesting about this was actually also making the eyes, which is another interesting detail. Yeah, I tried around a bit and I decided for this triangle cutout, which worked quite well. A bit more of extrusion and some using the connect tool to add some lines, and this is basically the base mesh for now. Yeah, next up is the wings. I took quite a few starts to actually get started here because I tried to make this fit really nicely around the idea that I had, and then I tried a completely new approach with the extrusion tool again to just side swipe basically these different lines, give this whole thing a bit of an angle, and then thicken it. And as you can see, this is actually worked quite well. This is what I had in mind when I first tried to make a wing ornament, and I finally got around to actually do this in the manner that I wanted to. So I copy pasted these to the back as well, adjusted them a bit to fit them in the pauldron nicely here. So the whole topic of the pauldron is like eagle themed. This is a very common topic, especially in fantasy armor, and I wanted to go with something that is recognizable, where I have a lot of comparisons so I can actually see how well it turns out, or how well it turned out. And yeah, this is overall a really cool thing. Next up is the ornaments. So I tried to grab the whole edge of the thing, which was a bit tricky to actually grab the whole edges because it's not really that well visible where the edges are. I actually grabbed a few things too much, and then used the thicken tool to put this whole thing in shape. And as you can see, there's a little distortion where I just manually had to fix stuff and redo stuff, as well as with the eyes. They got their own ornament, they got their own edge basically, so that I had like a little spot within the model that I could color, so that this would have more visual appearance, more visual appeal without over detailing it. Yeah, I'm working out all the kinks and all the weird mesh iterations and all the weird clipping in the mesh that somehow happened. This is something that happens, so this is something that just takes some time to actually find a good angle to work on, and then you can, as you can see, fix this or make this out to look normal and have this look quite okay. So this is basically the whole mesh. I had to slightly adjust this on the arm. But overall, this is the mesh that I worked with for the pauldron. There's a bit more detail for the chain later on. Yeah, I added a few more details here to just give it a bit more depth, a bit more interest. And we are going into the UV map. As you can see, I'm grabbing the lines. I had to do this twice. Once the app crashed, so I had to restart this, but it was in the second or third instance of this, so it's not really a problem. And it did the exact same thing, so you didn't miss anything. Yeah, for the wings, I used the pre-made flat surface UV map. And this was really easy. For the other stuff, I basically had my tricks. So this was rather quickly made. And you can see I grouped a few things to have a simple single texture. Yeah, next up is the chain link. And I wanted to give it a new shape. I had to try a lot here to actually get the shape that I intended to. I wanted to have this like a Möbius string, like something like that. So first I tried to basically just rotate this, shape this, and this just didn't work. So I decided to simply cut the thing. Like there. This is the dissociation tool to cut these and reconnect these. And at this point I actually made the mistake of not turning the tiles like I should have. So the actual 3D model of the chains is a bit messed up, which you don't see in the render, but you can see this in the modeling just quite a bit. So right there, you can see right there in the edges that it is some really weird of messed up or clipping mesh. But in this case I decided to leave this in because it's a very small detail. And it's not going to mess with the overall looks of this, because I put this in front of the chainmail, so you don't really see it anyway. So just a little tip, you can leave smaller stuff in, because in the end these small pieces that are weirdly meshed are a few pixels in the final render. And if you would animate this in moving, you wouldn't even see it, because it's in motion, and it's not even perceivable for the eye unless you really stop at every frame and look very closely. And you have a high enough resolution, so you can leave in smaller stuff like this. Also, as you can see, there's always minimal clipping with the chains, and that's also something you can just leave in, because it is there, you know it, but nobody else will know it. And we have Death Studio open, because I wanted to show you the actual making of this. So what I did is I used the geometry editor to actually move the faces, to consolidate the faces basically, so that the whole thing doesn't change with the arm. And as you can see, I'm also removing a few of the bones with the joint editor tool to make the pauldron move with the shoulder, but not with the whole arm. Now I'm setting up the textures, and that is basically it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like this content, leave me a like, maybe follow the channel and subscribe to the channel for more of this content. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this was in any way helpful. This is not a tutorial, but I will do that stuff in the tutorials as well. Thanks for watching, and see you guys around.